Jeremy. I go to school in Jakarta Intercultural School. I'm currently in the 11th grade, and today I'll be talking about clean water and water conservation. Imagine, for a moment, a world where every cup of water we drink is pure, every river and lake pristine, and every child can quench their thirst without fear. This is not a distant utopia, but it is an embracing reality that we must all collectively engage in. From the mighty oceans that cradle continents to the smallest of droplets that crest a leaf, water is an important resource that weaves its way through the tapestry of ecosystems, and it nurtures all the life that it encounters. Yet, amidst this grandeur, a tale of both triumph and tribulation unfolds. While many of us are lucky enough to have access to clean water at a twist of a faucet or a shower, millions of individuals are struggling for survival. As you can see, this invisible crisis is plaguing our world and creating a cycle that is both inequality, that both shows inequality and impeding progress. This causes both health, education, and the dreams of countless individuals to be affected. Over 270 million souls call Indonesia their home, yet millions of people still lack access to clean water. This is due to limited infrastructure, rapid urbanization, and inadequate sanitation practices that amplify the gravity of this crisis, perpetuating a cycle of inequality and impeding progress. In remote areas, families journey for miles, burdened by the weight of their empty buckets in search for a safe source of water. They drink from polluted rivers, which expose themselves to waterborne diseases and therefore compromises their health and their safety. In urban areas where progress thrives, water scarcity looms, leaving them to rely on erratic supplies to live off of, which are also contaminated with harmful substances. Over 70% of sources of Indonesia's household drinking water is contaminated by fecal waste. More often than not, do these Indonesians shower, wash their clothes, and brush their teeth in the same river that they pee, poop, and shower. Now, doing so would cause a multitude of diseases, such as polio, hepatitis A, typhoid, and more. And this is where the Spring comes in. The Spring organization, which was made in 2016, is a non-governmental organization aimed to help underprivileged communities gain access to clean water through the use of wells and sanitary stations. First of all, there are three main causes of communities without water. First off, education. Many of these individuals do not understand the importance of clean water and just how detrimental it is for them to keep on living off their dirty water. Since their ancestors have been living like this for their whole life, they probably think that they would be fine. No one is going to change their way of life unless someone makes a change and educates them. Secondly, infrastructure. Living in these underprivileged areas, many people lack access to good public facilities that allow them to fulfill their basic needs. Because they cannot fulfill these basic needs, they are forced to be able to not stay clean and harm their health. Lastly, location. In many of the areas that do not have access to clean water, they are in rural areas and not urban areas, and where many problems lie, such as being costly to travel from one place to another for long periods of time just to obtain clean water. I'll tell you about the process of how we build these wells and sanitary stations. First, we research on the areas that need our help, and then we survey them. This survey aims to show us what areas could benefit the most from our help. And from there, we contact the site to check that they are ready for construction. Raising donations is a huge part that we as a Spring need to be able to efficiently and effectively do in order to raise money. One well costs about 60 to 80 million rupiah, depending on how deep the well is. After that, we start constructing. Constructing takes around a month to complete, and once that finishes, we go straight into an inauguration ceremony where members of the spring come together to not only inspect the wells that we made, but also to educate villagers and also engage in other activities. Here are all of our projects. I will scroll through them one by one for you to see. Rancha Bungur Bogor, Teluk Naga Banten, and Mount Banten. So once we finish building one project, we go straight to the next. Our only limitation is the amount of funds we can raise. In addition, being environmentally aware, we've decided to install conservation methods. I saw the need to implement a meter system to help villagers track their usage of water being extracted from the wells. While providing these wells help villagers gain access to clean water, it actually can also damage the environment because as the water table lowers, the sea levels rise. And this is especially a big problem in Jakarta and in Indonesia, where the water levels are quickly rising and the land is sinking. My response to that is a water meter. A water meter allows people and villagers and us to track how much water they're taking from the wells. With this, we can conserve the environment while still giving access to clean water. My goal today is to raise awareness on the issue of clean water in Indonesia, while also helping as many people as I can gain access to clean water. I hope that through this TED Talk, all of you will come to realize just how important clean water is for anyone. Whether it be people who do not have access to clean water, to people like us who do not even think twice about having clean water. Water is essential for everyone to live a safe and healthy life. The next time you pour a glass of cold water, I want you to think about how refreshing it is and the impact and how refreshing it is for you and how refreshing it is supposed to be for everyone. Water is a crucial right that everyone should have. Thank you.